Hey everyone, we're maybe gonna go by sub elite now. It's Maple running previously, um, and we're back with another week recap of the aerobic season for my build up for this cross country season, but also to break 8:30 in the 3,000 meter in February of 2024. If you can see, oh, you can't because my picture is blocking, but today is um, July 30th. I'm technically recording it on the 31st because it's past 12 a.m. because I'm a bit of a night owl, but I will go to sleep right after this, I promise. Um, but yeah, we're just going to talk about this week. But before we do, let's talk about last week a bit. So, as you see, last week we only did 94K. This was outside of the race. This was like the lowest like mileage by quite a bit, and a lot of this was mostly due to this last these like three sections of days. Found that I had a really bad workout on this Saturday last week. Wait, did I just delete? Oh, no, right there. On this last Saturday, and I decided to take a few days off. These few days off actually, I think, really helped. Once we started hitting this week, we started even again, like a little easy. I kind of forget why I didn't run Tuesday evening. Not sure, but anyways, didn't run Tuesday evening. Um, and then these next few days were pretty good, pretty easy. Um, Friday I had a friend over. Just saying this week of running was pretty unremarkable. Um, the one good thing was that I'm really starting to notice that my heart rate is like really low. Um, I said in this run, I labeled it in my on my Strava. You know, fitness is there when heart rate keeps getting lower and lower. So if I look at my heart rate, show heart rate, um, it's holding at like 120, 124, and sure the pace is like nothing impressive, but it's like, you know, in the sun, like this ain't bad. Um, like 130s for like most of it, like 130s, 120s for average heart rate just for the run. And then I ended up seeing this today. I guess we're kind of like jumping around, but today I went for a 20K. Oops, this should be. Well, let's just delete this. This is 1.55. Today I went for a 20K. Let me just pull this up. And this wasn't like a workout or anything. I was, um, well, we'll get into a little bit more after why I went fast. But, uh, training log. So this run. So at first I started this off pretty easy, but even then it was like going pretty well. I noticed that I was like going just a little bit faster. This was the middle of the day. This was pretty much started at around almost 2 p.m. On the Sunday. It was probably in the sun. It was probably like 30 degrees, but it was like 25 degrees. It wasn't like super hot outside. Celsius for, for the Americans who might watch. Who knows? Um, but then around like 10K, I just started to like go a little bit, and I was like, because around 10K, let's just look at the heart rate. 10K, I was like, well, my heart rate's really low um, you know, I'm at 140, 145, going at like 430 pace, and I kept getting like faster and faster, and it's like, well, it's staying around 146. I mean, let me just like go down a little bit. So I started going down to like 405-ish pace. And what I started to notice is that like, wow, my heart rate's like not climbing that high. Sure. I mean, it's climbing to like 160. Sometimes it reaches like, something like 166. This might have been like a tiny hill or whatever, but sure, I'm hitting like 166 or something, but that's like aerobic threshold for me. Let me see if I can go to, I don't know if it shows the heart rate. Yeah, I mean, this is like pretty much just my zone 2 running. Okay, I don't like Strava's thing, actually. My aerobic goes to like 168. My zone 2 goes to 168. It's from like it actually might be from 133. But I was just like, well, if we can do like 4 minutes, and my body felt fine. Anyways, after this run, my Garmin ended up telling me that I have a Vo2 max of 73, which we don't really like believe the lies that Garmin tells me, but it's just fun. It's just fun seeing that. So yeah, that was that. This workout, let's say, ended canal workout, 11 times 3 min off, 1 min. Oh, 3 min off. Oops. 3 min on. The interesting thing about this workout is that actually it's pretty easy. I really enjoyed it. Nothing like notable. The only thing is that because I've done this workout before on the canal, although I think I did 10K 10 by 3 minutes rather than 11. I want to do 11 because that simulates 10K. But let's just pull it up. So let's just look at the laps because that's going to be easier. So we did a warm-up for 15 minutes. Was pretty okay. And then, yeah. GPS is a little weird, but I guess we'll take this. The first one felt I don't want to say felt the fastest, but it felt it didn't feel like this slow. But I mean, it is what it is. I guess I'm warming up totally good. So 328, 320, 17, 22, 20, 24, 21, 17, 20, 20, 22. So plus jog rest. I mean, my jog rest is around 5 minutes. Some of these are slower than others. Just depends if I like stopped for a second and then I jogged, or if it just depends on how much I slowed down during my jog. But honestly, really solid workout. And then, like I said, right after this workout, I ended up going into my my 20K. It's a pretty uneventful week. But yeah, I was gonna talk about why I did this 20K a little faster. So one is that I was kind of watching. I think I was watching a video. I forget the YouTuber. He's a 209 marathon guy. Maybe I'll try to link him in the description. But he was talking about the Ingebrigtsens. Everyone loves the Ingebrigtsens. I mean, I do. I like the Ingebrigtsens too. Don't get me wrong. But he was talking about how their runs are at like 340 pace, and if you're watching, you're gonna be like, oh no, there's another guy who's gonna be like, oh, I can do the Ingebrigtsen model too. I can run 340. Let me do my mileage at 340. No, but I was like, hey, during this run, like as long as I stay in aerobic and as long as my body feels fine, I'll just like go down, feel out the pace, feel the heart rate. Just hold it for a little bit, see how high the heart rate goes. And I just found myself holding 4 minute pace like pretty steadily. Like I was pretty much almost breathing through the nose the entire time, which is like a good sign of like aerobic fitness. Maybe not. I might be using those terms wrong, but point is, I felt fairly fit. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna try to copy it too much. that's one of the few things I'm not really taking from the Ingebrigtsen training model. I'm just sort of taking the high mileage plus like maybe the hills once we hit cross country season, and maybe the double threshold, but the regular ones are too fast for me. So we're gonna keep running at a slower pace for now. What else? Yeah, again, uneventful week. We could have ran tonight. We'd had an opportunity to run like another 10K, but the big issue is that like my legs kind of. I felt like maybe I was like running on toes a lot on Saturday, but then like I was also walking around a lot, in like not like Converse, but like flat foot shoes, and I have like a very old injury, like over 10 years old, which causes me essentially to wear orthotics all the time. Just because I guess the way my feet are shaped. I don't race in orthotics or anything, but I do most of my easy running in orthotics. And I think walking around in those like flat shoes all day, and maybe even trying to run in them. I tried to run home, which is what this 1.5K is. It was me trying to run home before I called my brother to pick me up. And so, yeah. For this, so I ended up not doing a second run. Plus, this was like a 20K. I find that my legs need to recover. But we're going to really need to figure out what to do with our training because we cannot do... We're thinking two things. So we might change it up so that the workout is still on Mondays and Saturdays, but Sunday is maybe a day off where we're cycling. And then does that mean we're still doing Thursdays off? Who knows? Because it is a cycle, but which isn't going to be the easiest thing, but it's not going to be the hardest thing either. So that was one option. Second option, which is probably the better option, is just to not do a workout on Monday and instead do a workout on Tuesday. So the third option technically is take Sunday as our day off, but I don't like taking Sunday as the day off just because it's like, I mean that's the easiest day to run, and that's when I can run with friends if I have friends. So just for that consistency's sake. So we have three options. We're definitely going to change to one of them for next week, but hopefully we can do another 120, 130K week next week. It's really important that these next 5 weeks are all going to try to have them all at 130. I'm going to try our best because, one, I guess this is the last thing I'll leave you for this video. One thing that I sort of believe in is that it doesn't really matter. I mean, sorry. It does matter how much fitness, like you, or like what your workouts and all that stuff was in the past. Like that is important to an extent. But sort of like what's really important is like your workouts, like your level of workouts, you know, a month or 2 months, like in the past 2 months, not necessarily before a race, but just like in the past 2 months. So it's like, if you are somebody who's handling 100 kilometers every week in the past 8 weeks, you're probably going to be more fit. This is just like my ignorant opinion, but you're probably going to be more fit than a guy who's running like 40K a week, but he's been like running 40K a week, you know, for a long time. Like, and let's say like you haven't been, or maybe 40 is too low. Let's say you've been a 40K runner, you're like your whole life, and then you start move to 100K. If you're doing like 100K for 8 weeks, and assuming your legs aren't like super dead, like right after that, if you start doing like your periodization or something, you're gonna be so much more fit than the guy who's like, doing like even like 70K weeks or something, consistently. That's just my opinion though. I think, sure, it would have been nice to have like these higher weeks, 100%, not, but I think as long as we hit these last 5 weeks at like 120, 130 totally be happy with that. And let's actually see. I ended up changing this to, oh, was this? Maybe. Let's see how we're, yeah. Let's see how we're doing with this, though. This was 110, so this is what we were starting with. Is that true? Kind of. 120 and then 110. And then this is like 140. Is this even 140? This is 100. Oh, yeah, that's 140. So we're probably not going to do 140, but we're probably going to do 130 or... and then the plan is to do maybe 110 once the season starts. All right. Well, I think this video is long enough, but thank you for watching. I'll get you. See you next time. All right. Thanks. Bye.